Thank you for using IC Solutions. You may begin speaking now.
Ultra Rising. This is Lord Heka-blac, a.k.a. Heka the Black Butterfly, a.k.a. solraeljustice. Hello. Greetings, soul family. Happy Venus Day from here all the way to Venus. You dig? First and foremost, man, I want to give a big shout out and humongous gratitude to those that are ordering freaking readings, like those that are still booking with me through, these challenging obstacles, one shall say. I definitely am grateful for you. Like, I can't even, the word gratitude don't even amount to how grateful I am for the collective and for all the support y'all been showing me in every which way. I appreciate all the love, all the emails, all the likes, all the comments, all the shares, all the Cash App contributions, all the tips based on the universal law of giving and receiving. And man. So this week, y'all, has been a very transformative week for me as far as, the light body, the emotional body is concerned. And so today, I just came to drop some motivation on y'all for real. I just came to give a gift, and the only gift I want to give is the gift of inspiration and motivation at this very present moment. I'm not even going to name my Cash App. If you want to donate, you can. The Cash App is in the description box, but that ain't even what this is about. So, my sole purpose is to use my voice, right? And to use my voice and to communicate as clearly as I can and to stay as authentic as I can as possible and to show as many people as I can, as free as many minds as I can from mental enslavement, from their own mental enslavement. It's to free as many minds as I can from the darkness, right? So they call me a crossing guide. So what is a crossing guide? Well, you got your spirit guides. I'm something what you call a crossing guide. This means I help the collective consciousness cross over from one state of consciousness to the next. Okay? So that's what I'm here. I just kind of guide the way and show the way. Now, this don't mean I'm on top of nobody. This just means that I know who I am and I know my truth and my purpose. And I said that to encourage you to want to get to know your true self, want to get to know your true purpose, move with integrity and everything that you do. So today's is a channel message. It's not really a lecture, it's a channel message. And the name of it is The Divine is Processing Payments Right Now. And this is serious. So it's kind of connected to the emotional body. So basically, the world that we live in is based on feeling. And everything is emotion codes and emotion frequencies. So being that we interact with the spirit world, being that we interact with the world of energies, there's a lot of frequencies and emotions that we can't see, right? So we're getting help and guidance from so many different aspects of ourselves, right? So I'm going to give you a little scenario of what I mean by fulfilling the emotional body, right? So, for example, what do I mean by the divine is processing payments right now? So there are certain charges, right? There are certain charges that has to happen that are attached to each person's destiny. And so what happens is sometimes these charges are totally out of alignment from what the human being wants at that moment, right? So that's basically saying that the higher power has the power to basically transform, you can call it the universe, you can call it God, you can call it whatever you want to call it. There is a supernatural will that has the power to transform the human mind, life, collective, at its will, obviously, right? So let's say that these charges. Now, these charges, they actually are like mandates. They are contracts that go along with a particular destiny. For instance, let's say that you was a soul who you had a very powerful anointing over your life. You was a chosen one. You was a light bearer or something like that, a light worker or anything of the sort. Let's just say you had one of them type of collective missions or whatever and whatnot. There are actual charges, right? And these charges could be recognized or identified or conceptualized as responsibility, right? So there are charges which are representations of responsibilities that are attached to each person's soul and destiny. Now, here's the thing. You can be born in a family that is full of drug addicts, that is full of poverty, right? And that could be your fate. You could be a person that decides to choose poverty as your life. But as you've been the divine base grid programmer within yourself, the actual creator of the light of the reality, you can choose to create your own destiny. You can choose to change timelines. Now, here's the thing about quantum leaping and jumping to different timelines is that all destinies are different, but they are still similar and the same. So there's going to be something different about this timeline than it was on that timeline. So these charges, right now, some of these charges are stated, or how do I say it, fixed. Some of these charges are fixed charges that are attached to, let's say, a soul initiate level, ascended master, human form 10, right? Let's just say that your soul initiation is on level 10. And once you become initiated into this level of conscious awareness or enlightenment, you then activate a whole new level of experiences, a whole new level of games, a whole new level of demons and everything, right? And so how do one overcome, or, how does one freaking win at a game where it's like no ending, right? So you got to understand your emotional body from higher dimensions. The emotional body is always going to have like a soul desire. They call it the soul desire. And so some of these desires don't make sense. But it's still in alignment for what the soul, the higher self or the oversoul is calling for the human aspect to grow or expand the collective consciousness individually too. So with that saying, your feelings, we got to understand feelings a little bit more. So we know fate. Fate means that it was something that was given to you based upon your family and something that you can change or you can accept it, right? But sometimes the universe can give you fate, which is a charge that is attached to your destiny depending on how enlightened you are, okay? Because you've signed up for some huge assignments, and some of these assignments are not easy and they're not walks in the park, right? And so every time you advance in your enlightenment, you advance in your consciousness, you may encounter harder experiences sometimes depending on who you are meant to be and what is your purpose in this timeline continuum. All right, so the difference between feelings and emotions is very important when we're talking about fulfilling the emotional body and these charges, being processed. So feelings are attachments that charge emotions, and emotions are magnets and wave frequencies. So what that means is that the feeling is just an attachment. So, for example, if you say, you say, man, I love you, I don't want to let you go, right? You saying you love this person, you don't want to let them go. It could be from a fear base of attachment, which is a negative attachment, or it could be you truly, genuinely love this person. It just depends on if you love them conditionally or not. Conditions mean that if I can control you, if I can manipulate you, if I can disrespect you and you still stay with me, then I love you. But if I can't manipulate you, if I can't treat you like trash, or if I can't do these things to you, then I'm going to leave, right? So unconditional love is like, listen, I love myself to know when it's time to say no to a person, place, and thing. And I love myself also to not be afraid and to move forward fearlessly when my soul is calling me to do so. All right, so people really kind of attach feelings and emotions the same, but they're not. So now, when it comes to emotions, right, you hold the frequency at that wavelength or emotion, then the identification that attaches the feeling to it. So first, the entity or the spirit or the energy that is unconscious, it could be a conscious being, right? It could be a higher dimensional entity. It offers you an emotional code because it want to experience it through you. Like these energies, they want to experience life through you. So they have to ask you permission and they have to introduce an emotion code into your life, right? Now, these emotion codes, once you identify with an emotional code, you might start getting thoughts in your head like, oh, I'm feeling sad. But really, you're not even feeling sad. This is the energy introducing the sadness to you so that it can feed off your sadness, right? That's because, man, the emotions are everything, guys. So what happens is once you say, you start feeling sad right after that right after that emotion is introduced to you, and then you charge, right? You identify with that emotion as, okay, I am sad. And once you identify with it, this is when you attach the feeling onto you, and that knowing, right? Feeling is a part of knowing, is you charging it. Once you charge that emotion, what happens is the energy gets transferred into your emotional body, and your emotional body can project it as negativity, as a headache, or something really going on in that way. So about these charges, guys, these timelines are being manifested right now based on our charges that we've given out. For instance, if I'm in jail and I order commissary, I got to go to the kiosk and I got to pick a list of things I want, right? Once I pick a list of things I want, I come back and check on Friday. It's a payment processing. So that's exactly what I'm saying. Think of the items that I'm picking on commissary as timelines, right? Think of them as timelines or emotional codes, right? I only have a sole desire to pick a particular item is because I have a sole desire to experience the emotion that I'm going to feel once I get it. Okay, so what I'm saying is a lot of you all have picked out your timelines or your items from the store that you want. This could even be a grocery store. And now these payments are being processed, and now these charges are starting to manifest in your life. Now, what I got to say is this, the ending is always more beautiful than the beginning, okay? But the ending is also the beginning at the same time, right? So you gotta identify and conceptualize everything that I'm saying within itself, right? Because everything has a double meaning, a triple meaning, and whatever else. When it comes to building your life or building your light body, you have to construct it. You have to build it. And at first, it's not going to be pretty. You don't know where to put the molecules. You don't know where to transform the atoms. You don't know where to exert your imagination or to basically the creative imagination. You don't know how it operates. So it takes time to learn the body. It takes time to learn the system. It takes time to learn the game of life. So with that being said, these timelines, these charges have been made. These timelines are being manifested, y'all. And it may look a little ugly for some of us. Like mine, it may appear to look ugly, but it ain't really ugly. This is a whole blessing in a disguise, and all I'm going to get is good out of it. You feel what I'm saying? No matter how things go, that's just what it is. I'm not really in the business of keep defending myself and all this and all that. I don't have time for this. Like either you messing with me or you ain't. Either way, those who truly, genuinely support me, they will always be there. And when I get out, I'm going to show love accordingly. You already know. So these emotional bodies, y'all. So you got to understand that once you choose an item, right? Once I choose an item from commissary, this is me saying I agree to feeling this emotion. So be careful about the energies that are around or that could be around. Collective message. Make sure you double checking your thoughts. Make sure before you make a decision, you ask yourself, what are the consequences of this decision?
1 minute remaining.
Oh, there go AI. She said 1 minute remaining. What are the consequences of the decision that I am making? If I make this decision, will it hurt me or anybody around me that I love? If it will hurt you, then that ain't the right decision. That ain't the right timeline. Don't go that way. Turn your ass around and go the other way. You feel what I'm saying? Man, with that being said, I pray that this message was received in a way that, was able to touch somebody's soul and enlighten somebody. All I ever wanted to do was motivate y'all. All I ever wanted to do was feed y'all light body consciousness. And all I ever wanted to do was show y'all the way through my way. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's the right way. It ain't the only way, but it's mine. You feel me? So with that being said, I love y'all out there. You know, have a good day. Peace. I'm out.